Sarah Jackson grew up in the Vermont countryside with a love of the outdoors. The middle of 3 children, she'd heard the warnings about the dangers of drinking and driving, but ignored them. Sarah didn't think anything bad could happen to her.
You're just in that mindset of, yeah, sure, I hear about it on television, I hear about it on the news, but it'll never happen to me.
One night, when she was 15, Sarah was partying with some older kids. She didn't have alcohol that night, but she says the guy who gave her a ride home from the party had been drinking.
He started going very fast and he started fishtailing, and that's when I started screaming at the top of my lungs, saying, "Slow down, slow down, slow down." All of a sudden it clicked into me, oh, I've made a major mistake.
The crash totaled the right side of the car. The other passengers were not hurt, but Sarah was nearly killed.
I sustained a traumatic head injury. Right when I got to the hospital, they were unsure if I was even gonna live. I had one giant bruise down my chest, but that was from the seatbelt. And if I had not been wearing that seatbelt, I would have gone through the windshield and died.
Sarah's brain was so badly bruised that she was in a coma for 3 weeks.
It was hard for my parents because they can't even, think that, their child can die at any moment.
Sarah slowly emerged from her coma. She would live, but have to relearn the most basic skills.
Hey, hi Sarah. Hi Kathy, it's August 28th and we're going to go for a walk.
In rehab, my mom and dad helped me learn how to do all the things that we take for granted today, like tie your shoes, brush your teeth, brush your hair, pick up the silverware and eat with it. I was 15 years old and I was put right back on square one, learning how to do everything.
Including what she loved most, playing basketball.
Basketball was a very big part of my life. I was a freshman, but it was so big I was already looking towards a college scholarship.
Yeah, she told it to you because she's like, "Turn it off, Dad." I said,
Okay, here, I'll catch it.
My dad helped me with physical therapy, and he helped me hold the basketball. And then he helped me regain the strength and mobility in my hands to learn how to bounce the ball. And then he helped me hold it up. And then little by little, he first started teaching me how to lift up a ball to shoot it.
Sarah is determined to make her life count and to help others avoid a similar tragedy.
I don't want to hear about, let alone see, anyone having to ever go through the struggles that I have had to go through.
But she knows it's a challenge because so many young people ignore, as she did, the warnings about mixing drinking with driving and taking risks on the road.
When I went back to school, I lost a great number of friends because they didn't want to look me in the eye every day, knowing that I was an example of what they shouldn't do.
I can never be one to tell you what it's like to live through a parent's worst nightmare.
Still, as a member of Students Against Destructive Decisions, Sarah tells her story to young people across Vermont and beyond.
I'll be talking there, and I will look every single one person in the eye, and I'll just stare at them long enough to hold their attention for so long and make them realize, that I am serious, and I want them to hear and understand it.
With her parents' support, Sarah continues to reach out to other young people and to meet the challenges of living with her own limitations.
I realize that I'm different than who I was before. Yeah, I see that I'm slower at everything I do, but you know, what's wrong with that? I can still think the same as you. I can still talk. I mean, yeah, it may be slower, but I mean, who cares?
Sarah is constantly reminded that she is lucky to be alive. Now, in her newest role as spokesperson for the recently launched Vermont Buckle Up campaign, she hopes others will hear her message and live because of it.
I hope to accomplish to save at least one life. I mean, really, I'd like to save all the lives out there in the audience, but in reality, I know that will never happen. I'm trying to focus more on affecting the group of people that don't think anything will happen, because it's them that I want to save their lives.